Hi guys! Welcome back to Money and She. And today, ito na yung pinakaabangan nyo na Converge ICT Part 3. And lumabas na yung final price niya and yung stock symbol niya. So, this is the best time for me to actually release this video kasi ready na for everything for you to invest, right? Before we start, I also wanted to give you a good news. So, if you want to get the Excel file for this session, you can join my Patreon and then you can download it from there. And of course, shameless plug lang din with my online course for beginners na hindi pa nag-start din ng stocks investment or kakasimula mo pa lang and you feel like you're being lost or you're having some losses. So, if you want to learn more deeper dive and then be really prepared for you to take on your investment going forward, you can join my online classes. The registration link is below. It's for November class, okay? Before we even start, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed yet and hit the notification button para lagi kang updated for new stocks analysis that we will do in the future. And of course, by the end of the video, please like it if you like it and share it with your friends para mas marami pang matutunan yung Filipinos na kagaya natin and they can also benefit or see if it's a good investment or not for them. So, here we go. Let's start now. Okay guys, so eto na nga, 'di ba? Medyo nahirapan lang tayo sa pag-evaluate nung prospectus kasi yung nagsulat parang hindi ko lang kung nakainom yata siya. Next time, pakiayos ha. There's a lot of some confusing numbers, so it really took me time to get yung pinaka basis natin for analysis. So, I'll show you the financial model as of the moment na and with all of the assumptions that we made, and then after that, we'll show you yung summary ng analysis natin from part 1, part 2, part 3, and then yung valuation result. Okay? So, if you're ready, eto na, umpisa na natin sa pagtingin sa ating financial model.
So there you go, guys. This is the financial model. And again, you'll get this when you join my Patreon account. Of course, you can see here the methods we use. We use the DCF model because, you know, wala pa naman siyang dividend. So we cannot use the dividend growth model and the other types of valuation. But in this one, you can also see the past evaluation or the analysis that we did, like vertical and horizontal analysis. This is the horizontal, vertical, and ratio analysis. Okay, so now again, we use the DCF model and we'll show you here what are the assumptions that we use. So first, of course, is the annual increase. Usually I put here inflation rate, but again, there's no, I don't think it will increase price in the first 5 years or even in 10 years until they're able to cement their market share. Because right now, for you to actually compete with the big boys, you have to lower your price. And with that, I don't think it's going to increase. Maybe 1% is, for me, acceptable. Another thing is the capital expenditure. So for the capital expenditure, it's 33 billion. This is again according to their prospectus, so you'll find it there. And with that, so they're now offering per share at 16.8 from 21. So before this was actually 8.1 million that they will be raising as their equity for their additional projects. And then they were saying that they have 33 billion facility or credit line with 5% interest rate and 7-year term, and it's unsecured as well, non-recourse. But guys, remember, if you look deeper in the narratives, you can see it's actually just 15 billion. So I don't know kung ano yung terms nung other 17 or 18 billion that they have in the other banks or same bank, or I don't know. But at the end of the day, it's not correct to say that you have a 33 billion facility and just use the same term that you have with a bank, with a different bank, because Yeah, I know banks can be competitive, but at the end of the day, it's not good to assume that it's gonna be the same, especially in your prospectus. But anyways, in this analysis, we're assuming that they will get the same terms, and that's why we used later on with the calculation of 26 billion as debt, and of course equity at 6.9 B. Okay. In terms of operations, they were saying that the current network coverage that they have is 4.1 million, which is kind of confusing kasi right now, sabi nila, 'di ba? Meron doon 29% daw yung market share nila. But if you actually really calculate the 500,000 subscribers, it's just 20, I no, 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 12%. Right now, I think they're at 17% with the current number of subscribers that they have. But again, this network is also the whole market as of the moment. If I am not wrong, but that's what I saw in the prospectus. So again, if your prospectus is so unclear, then wala akong choice but to use what I can find there. So currently, the network that they have is 4.1 million, and it's actually the full market share. And then annual increase in capacity, I'm just using 20% as of the moment, but I'm not really sure kasi wala namang nakalagay rin doon kailan nila matatapos yung back. I think 3 years, but at the end of the day, I'll just use 20 years. So in 5 years, they're finished. Utilization, 25%. If assuming that they reach 1 million subscribers by the end of the year 2020. Of course, 1% churn rate, which I don't use, by the way. I didn't use that. So currently, this is the growth rate of their subscriptions. They have almost 100% increase every year. So for 2020, I just used the average growth. But then after 2020, which is 2021, we use a different metric. Excuse me, for the residential. So they were saying lang right now that the current market coverage daw of Philippines in terms of broadband is 17% with 4.1 million subscribers in the network. So therefore, if we divide that, then the whole um sorry, divide by 17%. So technically the whole Philippines will be around 24 million. But again, this is just what we have right now. And they were saying that in 5 years, the market will actually be doubled. So around 32, almost double, sorry. So therefore, there will be an increase of 3.6. So this divided by 5 is 723. So every year for 5 years, you'll have this increase of subscribers. And according to them, they get actually 50% of the new subscribers. So therefore, 50% of that will actually be added to what they currently have, given the assumption that they will not be able to capture or convert the existing market share of Tel and Globe or other internet providers. So that's just an assumption. Oh, okay. So ibig sabihin, meron ka pang upside if they were able to convert the existing market share of those two big players. So that's what you can see from here. But with also the analysis, just after 5 years, I use the same number for the rest of the 10 years, or yeah, the rest of the 5 years over 10-year time period. Para lang same. Syempre, there will still be growth, no? Hindi naman hanggang 32% lang yung penetration. So, after the 5 years, we're hoping the same growth will happen. So, market share of new subscription, yun nga, 51%. As, according to them, na pabago-bago, minsan 51, 54, 59. So, I just used the lowest one, which is 51%. And the years of depreciation is 10 years. Another thing that you need to see as well is the enterprise. So, for Globe and Smart or Tel, they actually have bigger revenue when it comes to enterprise, but Converge is actually targeting residentials or retail, and therefore, mas malaki yung growth niya. Pero at the end of the day, if you use the same growth rate of 21% per year, let's say after um 10 years, I think it's safe to say that you will be able to get 65,000 enterprise customers, and your gains or revenue will actually be higher than the residential ones. So yun lang yung ibig sabihin nun. Okay, so that's the assumptions that we use. We will now jump onto the DCF model for 5 years. So, just so you know, I'm just explaining this. If you join the Patreon, para kasi you can change it based on your um liking, I must say. So, for example, for discount rate is also the RRR, or required rate of return. Ibig sabihin, it varies from investor to investor. So, like me, for a long term, for a high risk investment, I would need at least 15% rate of return for me. So some companies or some pension, like you can see in the news, diba, marami nagsabi, oh, pension funds. Usually, pension funds will have maybe a return of 10%. Bakit? Kasi sa mga countries nila like Canada or Germany or whatever countries, first world countries, they usually have a very low interest rate. So if the WACC is lower or the cost of capital is lower, definitely the gains on interest or any investment will have lower um, returns as well. And therefore, this is already high for them. So maybe 5% lang. So for them, 10% is so much better than 5% that they will get in their current or their own country. Of course, that's again different from person to person and in fund to fund, investment to investment. And of course, the tax rates we use 30%. Perpetual growth rate 3%. The multiple is 7 times. And you'll see later that they actually use this multiple to calculate for their uh, per share. So, I know maraming numbers, so and most of you will be bored with it. So, let's just jump with the analysis na, diba? So, as you can see here, if you actually calculate the market value using the enterprise value and then dividing it by the number of shares outstanding, you'll see that it's actually 20.77. So, ibig sabihin lang, if you're planning to sell the company right now, let's say, si Uy, sabi niya, ayoko na sa company ito, ibebenta ko na. So, the enterprise value is actually 20.77 after IPO, which is the current offering. But again, if you enter into a company and then sabi nila, di ba, it's a growth company eh. So it's a growth company, meaning the first 5 years will probably not materialize all of their plans. It's probably a 10-year plan, and therefore, if you actually sell it in the middle of the 10-year plan, you might actually be at a loss. And that's just what you can see here. Ang dami kong sorry. So, if at 5 years, I just look at the cash flows, syempre you are paying loans and everything. So, the cash flow is actually not very beneficial that time. And therefore, your IRR is actually 7%. So, ang IRR naman is parang shortcut nung NPV. So, in NPV kasi, di ba, you use the discount rate. So, for example, if I want 15%, then that's gonna be the discount rate that I will use. But IRR kind of calculates the discount rate based on the returns that you will get. So with this cash flow, the return of the IRR is actually 7%. Ibig sabihin, if your target return is more than 7%, for you, it's not a good investment. It's no go. And therefore, this is a no-go for me for a 5-year time frame investment. And as you can see, for me to actually get into it, I have to wait until the price becomes 9.9 per share. That's for me because I don't really look at 10-year investment. So now that's why I created another one, which is the 10-year DCF model. So for the 10-year, of course, you will see here, yung cash flow niya is for 10 years na, 'di ba? So as you can see, naging much better siya kasi bakit? Kasi at the beginning of the investments, nagke-create sila ng backbone. So mas maraming gastos. So yung nare-realize mo lang yung gains mo by the end of the years. And of course, you have to remember as well, since it's a growth company, wala pa masyadong dividends. And probably you'll get dividend baka after 5 years pa or so. And therefore, you're actually getting it or waiting long time for you to realize your gains na ma-pick up na nung market. No, it's getting high. No, it's getting better na. It's getting a lot of customers and everything. So that's when it actually goes up. And here, as you can see, if you invest right now at 16.8, the intrinsic value for 10-year time frame is actually 25.68. So it's just so good for those pension funds. Not sure about the retails. If you are a passive investor, like kagaya ng mga pension funds, and you don't really look for trading na kagaya na year on year na medyo advanced, you can just put your money here and just wait for 10 years and you'll definitely get an IRR of 20% as compared to 15% na target mo. This is at price per share. Again, sinasabi ko lang, usually yung fundamentals or intrinsic value is not really picked up by investors sometimes. It will take time before it actually gets picked up. But again, these are invested by pension funds. So in terms of price movement, I'm not sure if it's gonna go down like yung other stocks na talagang nagda-drop ng super low. But again, this is a good long-term investment. Siguro for me, I'll just wait for it to go down a little bit more and then I can get a price to get in. Yeah, so ito yun yung calculation natin. If you want to get this model, you can join my Patreon and support my hard work. Ganun, hard work talaga. Yes, no, ang hirap kayang gawin ito, yung pagta-type pa lang. Anyway, so guys, thank you and hopefully may natutunan kayo this time.
Ayan guys, so again, from the start, let's start from our full analysis na. So the first part tells us that Converge is actually a good fundamental company. So if you're looking for a business that will go good in the next 10 years, Converge is one to look out for. Definitely, they have a good management. They have a good plan laid out. It's a very comprehensive and very well thought of. So kudos to that. It's a very good pitch then, looking at the future, especially in the internet era, diba? It's great to have fast internet in the Philippines. I've experienced it very long time na napakabagal. So the third player of that would be Converge. It will definitely improve that space. So it's a good thing, definitely. Second, part 2, we talk about the financial statement. So yung sa financial statement, we saw that, you know, the ratios are not improving, but it's more of showing you that they are actually a growing company because that slows or sorry kasi yung move na yon, like it's going down a little bit, but of course the revenue is going up, the cost is also going up. So it's just a manifestation of what they're saying about their what they have in the prospectus, which shows na yes, we have the subscribers, we have the sales, we have a good business na to start off, diba? It's a good start of the business, and then slowly building up on that and showing na yun na nga, it's starting. But again, you have to remember that if it's a growth company, then you cannot expect any dividend for the first 3 to 5 years kasi most of their cash flows will be reinvested, will be focused on growth. So you are just really looking at the price appreciation here, hoping that the investors will put in the price of that value added for them. So at the end of the day, you saw that they have a strong financial statement. But then, we move on to the part 3. Part 3 is where you actually put your value. As of now, if I invest here, kasi we are retail investors, diba? Some of us are looking for a 1-year investment. Like me, I want my investment time frame within a year. And that will not make sense for me. But if you're looking at a 5-year time frame of investment, it's still not gonna work for you. So you have to look for a lower price for that to make sense. If you're a passive investor and you're just looking for a place to put your money for 10 years, then Converge is a good growth company. It definitely will grow. It has a great potential. But if you're looking at a short-term investment, medium-term investment, I don't suggest putting it on Converge at this price, not even at 16 pesos. So that's it for now. I hope I help you with my analysis. By the way, again, if you want to get this Excel file, you can get it in my Patreon account. You can see the link here. And I will also put the link in the description box. So hopefully you can join my Patreon to support my work. I really work a lot on this. And thank you sa nagsulat ng... Next time dun sa nagsulat ng prospectus ito, pakiayos-ayos naman. So akala ko na-stress ako yun sa Prospectus pero mas malala pala tong sa Converge. So yun lang. Kasi, syempre, yung mga nagsulat ng prospectus na to, malaki yung binabayad sa inyo, diba? So, sana naman ayusin nyo pang mabuti yung trabaho nyo. Kasi, nakakadismaya lang na ang hirap. For me, lalo na I'm doing the analysis, it's either I'm thinking may tinatago ba kayo or mayroon ba kayong ayaw kong makita or something like that. But, at the end of the day, it shows some kind of reputational na lang, diba? Anyway, so again, guys, before I end this session, if you like it, please like the video and share it with your friends, lalo na dun sa mga nag-iisip na bumili ng Converge, if, you know, maybe it will help them a little bit. By the way, I dedicate this video for my mom. It's her birthday last week, and please pray for her soul in heaven because she's a very nice person. So, yun lang. Thank you for all your support. Napakasaya ko kasi malapit na tayo mag-reach ng 5,000. So, and I wouldn't be able to do that if you're not helping me kasi I know you're sharing the videos, you're liking it, you're watching the whole thing. And so, sobrang thank you sa inyong lahat na sumusuporta at nagtitiwala sa atin. And I think that's it for now. If you have some comments or you have some questions or anything, I hope I can answer. Just put it in the comment below and I'll make sure, I'll try my best to answer everything if I can. So that's it, guys. Bye bye and happy investing.